So Justin Fields, I know I started this video for you. If you're out there and you want help, we will help you. If you want to fly in here to Lafayette, Louisiana, we can get you results in a couple of days that nobody else can get you in the world. And we can make sure that your nervous system is playing at 100% versus getting on the field and trying to play and just play through these injuries. All right, Dr. Chris here, live from the Nerve Health Institute. And today I've got something I need to communicate with you. I've tried for years. We've been in practice now 22 years here. We have seen hundreds of thousands of patient visits. We have proprietary ways and methods of helping people that nobody else in the world are really capable of doing. And so in that capacity, I watch athletes, I watch sports. My son is here, he's 17, he's filming me, he's an athlete. My daughter's an athlete, my other son's an athlete. We've constantly been on the field watching athletes for years and helping them real time. And so an example happened over the weekend that I just can't help myself for communicating with you. And, watching the Ohio State Clemson game, if you watched it, Justin Fields is a quarterback, a very elite quarterback, obviously, for Ohio State. And he's running down the field, and all of a sudden this linebacker for Clemson comes in and makes a monstrous hit. And this is an Associated Press video picture, so I don't have credit for this, but you can go online and search it. He lowered his helmet down and he hit this athlete in the side right here. And it's one of the most vicious hits I think I've ever seen in all of sporting history that I've watched. It was very, very vicious. And keep in mind, our number one thing that our body needs is oxygen. And so when you get hit here in the lungs, it is a very, very big deal on your body. It's very traumatic. And so Justin Fields plays for this Ohio State University. This is nothing against Ohio State. I hope you understand. I'm talking about colleges. I'm talking about professional sports. I'm talking about the way it's managed medically. Okay, so this is a direct article from 247 Sports that I read yesterday. And Fields was asked, he asked team doctors about the extent of his injury. And this is a direct quote from Fields. They didn't really tell me anything, he said. I took a shot or two and just ran back out there, but it's pretty much my whole right side is sore. That's messed up, and a little my hip. But they really didn't give me a diagnosis at all. And the head coach, they told Fields to check with the team's medical staff after going down and asked if he was okay to keep playing. And Fields just gritted it out and finished with a masterpiece performance, unbelievably with terribly weak nerves. And I say weak nerves, when I say the words weak nerves, nobody knows what we're talking about. And you can go to the team doctor for the most elite professional team in the world or college in the world, they don't understand what nerves do. Well, that's our whole forte here. These athletes, Justin Fields, if you're listening to this, you are going to play in the national championship with a bunch of weak nerves unless you get over here to get treated. And if you get over here to get treated, the likelihood you're going to be successful is even greater without just your strong will. So I want you to imagine you played that entire game on sheer will because you lost a lot of your power. And so keep in mind, we're a breaker box, right? We've got 88 nerves. You got your brain, your spinal cord. It's your power company for your body. There's 88 nerves that come off the brain and spinal cord that power up all your parts in your body. Every single little tiny little muscle, every part of an organ, every part of your skin, every part of a bone is wired through one of these 88 primary nerves coming off your spinal cord going to all your parts. So if you want to maintain your health, it is pivotal that you come to somebody like us who actually checks the health in every one of these nerves and keeps you up online. It's just like your phone. If you're going to try to work on your phone at 15% power, it's not as good as if you're working on it with 80, 90%. Your Wi-Fi, it's the same thing. You want to keep your bars up. So if you're an athlete out there, you can hear it in my voice. I just can't take it anymore. They're playing all these athletes. You can look at Drew Brees. He did the exact same thing. He got all these injuries, got all the broken ribs. Well, he's playing, and you can watch his throws. They're not fully strong. He's weak when he's throwing the ball. He's weak when he's running around, but his brain doesn't know where he's weak. The athletic trainers don't know how to fix these weak nerves and diagnose them. The medical staff doesn't know how to do it. And so these athletes just are set and going around on sheer will and their athletic ability trying to compete. Okay, my son just mentioned that we might ought to describe to you what a weak nerve is. And so that part is something that most people have no idea what it feels like. But when you're an elite athlete, okay, so, and let me just back up for a little bit. Okay, so my son who's 17 with me right now, we have checked his nerves periodically throughout the whole course of his life, trying to maintain his power. So now he can walk up to me and say, Dad, like, something doesn't feel right here. Well, we can go into his nervous system and check each one of these 88 nerves, find out which one's not firing properly, and restore power to it and get rid of the symptoms right away. And that's what we do in our practice. So symptoms, weak nerves cause symptoms, okay? So it could be pain, it could be inflammation, it could be numbness, it could be tingling, it could be something that doesn't feel right, maybe an aching or burning or throbbing, like something doesn't feel right. And I'm talking about Justin Fields. I guarantee you right now, his throwing motion does not feel like the throwing motion before he took that brutal hit. And so, but his brain doesn't know where the nerves are weak. It's like a shock that happens, bam, all of a sudden this shock happens and a bunch of these nerves shut off and the nervous system doesn't know how to autocorrect. And sometimes it actually does restore power to these parts and sometimes it doesn't. And you're left with these lingering symptoms that are there. And guess what? There's not a single adult, there's not a single kid on planet Earth right now that actually has a perfect nervous system where all 88 nerves are 100% powered up all the time. And that's for a lot of reasons. What causes these nerves to get weak in the body? It's number one, not in order, but it's everything we ingest. Your foods, your drinks have potential to shut off some of the nerves. Sometimes they autocorrect, sometimes they don't. You also have everything you do physically, like this hit with Justin Fields. That's a big physical stress. But on a smaller note, it could be just your posture, your activities, what you're doing. If I'm like this all day, well, the likelihood some of these nerves are going to lose power is greater, which is a lot of America right now, a lot of the world being on these phones. And then the third type of stress that affects these 88 nerves is emotional stress. So obviously 2020 was a serious emotional stress for a lot of people out there. And I guarantee you just that year, just saying 2020 to people probably shuts nerves off in the body. It's pretty crazy. So to answer your question better out there, what are weak nerves? That's what the symptoms of weak nerves feel like. And as an athlete, if you're a professional, elite athlete, whatever out there, you're going to just not feel like you're 100% and you're going to know it. But you don't know how to fix it, and your medical team doesn't know how to fix it, and it's something that you need to be aware of, that it can be fixed instantaneously in often cases where you get here and we can help you. So, to take it a step further, popular healthcare. This is what these athletes are getting. If you're an athlete, it doesn't matter where you go. You could be Ohio State, you could be LSU, you could be all these elite programs, Alabama. This is what you're getting in terms of popular healthcare. You're getting prescription meds, you're getting surgery, you're getting injections, maybe some dietary changes, supplements, and some exercise. This is popular healthcare in the United States, okay? We do something totally different. We have a new type of healthcare you've never heard of. Again, because we're proprietary. We have a lot of stuff here in this office that no other clinic has in the world. And it has to get to elite athletes. You have to understand that there's something there to help you that you have no idea about. And I know we're going to have critics. There's going to be people out there saying, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Well, yes, it does. And you have to be like we are in the trenches of seeing hundreds of thousands of patient visits trying to figure this amazing machine out and get people results. So the basic concepts of what we use in our office started with this guy, Dr. George Gonzalez, and he started this technique for his wife who was in a wheelchair. She She, at 28 years old, this is 1999, she went to have a routine massage. The massage therapist stretched her back. She felt a pop in her back. The next day, she couldn't feel her legs. So her husband's a chiropractor. Everything we're taught as chiropractors, he did. And nothing was helping his wife. They had no kids. She's 28 years old. She's going downhill. So he starts to investigate, well, why are my wife's nerves just failing? And so he brings her to neurosurgeons. All the neurosurgeons say, oh my goodness, I can't see anything poking on any of the nerves, so we don't know what's wrong, and it's going to be permanent. They diagnosed her with Claudia-Aquina syndrome, which is a permanent condition. So he went home, said, I'm not going to take no for an answer, and he actually developed a method of assessing power in all 88 nerves, and he actually started to turn power back on, and lo and behold, his wife's 100% better. And it took years of development. Well, I came along and heard about what he was doing. It was like somebody taught me another language overnight. And, regular chiropractic, if you think about it, this is what we were taught in school, is we're taught all about the nervous system and as chiropractors. But the only method that they give us or teach us in school is if you got a nerve here that's problematic, you just straighten the bones here and this nerve gets better 100%. Well, I wish it was that easy, but it's not that easy. It's much more complicated than that. You have to know where that nerve goes, what it does, what it powers up, and how to check it. And so that's what we do here. And then when you find a weakness like we do, we have a method of restoring power to it immediately. And that's what this guy started. It was a method where he found how to restore power in the nervous system. And we have just taken this whole method to a whole nother level. And not only do we have that, we also have oxygen technologies here, because remember, that's our number one ingredient that other clinics have no idea how to use. So we've meshed everything together. And here I call it oxygen, water, and light. Those are the three top ingredients in a human being. This nervous system runs on light. It's fiber optic. And so we find where you're low in power and restore it. And that's what I call nerve healthcare. That's taking care of your nerves. So what is nerve healthcare? It's trying to make sure your brain stays connected to your organs, to your bones, to your muscles, to your skin. You have to maintain power throughout your body. And unfortunately, like I said, there's not many of us doing it to this level that have this knowledge that we have here. So there's hardly anybody in the world that has this knowledge. There's very few of us. And this particular clinic not only has this nerve healthcare knowledge, but it also has all these other oxygen proprietary things meshed within to be able to accelerate health. So we have people that come from out of state, and they'll come here in a few days, and it's unbelievable. We're able to get rid of certain things in the body that other people can't do. And we're able to get results immediately, when some people, it takes them weeks or days or months. We've literally had patients come in that have had 100 physical therapy treatments. Again, nothing against physical therapy, but we will do something in 15 minutes that gets strength back that they could not get in 100 physical therapy sessions in one visit. So what I'm telling you is we have a knowledge here that nobody else really understands. Again, it involves keeping the brain connected to the parts through maintaining the power. And that's what we do here at the Nerve Health Institute. We want you to get results faster. So Justin Fields, I know I started this video for you. If you're out there and you want help, we will help you. If you want to fly in here to Lafayette, Louisiana, we can get you results in a couple of days that nobody else can get you in the world. And we can make sure that your nervous system is playing at 100% versus getting on the field and trying to play and just play through these injuries. So my goal with my son, my daughter, my other son, my family, is to keep our nervous systems powered as much as possible throughout life. And especially when it comes to athletics. If you're on a football field and you're running around and you're taking all these hard licks, it doesn't even matter. It could be lacrosse, it could be baseball, it could be all these other sports that are out there. You're gonna have some weaknesses that happen in your nervous system. And if you don't have anybody ever checking it, ever maintaining some of this stuff, you can expect some weaknesses. So power loss in the body, if I lose power, just Justin Fields, I guarantee you, if I assess these individual nerves to parts right here, you're going to have major weaknesses throughout a lot of these nerves right now. Well, we instantaneously can get power back. If we don't, you're setting yourself up for something getting broken or torn or aggravated. You're not going to throw the ball like you want to throw the ball. You're not going to move around like you want to move around. You're going to do it on sheer will, and you're going to potentially injure something, and you're not going to play 100%. So the goal is to maximize your performance and play at the highest level you can play. You cannot play at 100% unless all 88 nerves are functioning between 90 to 100% power to your parts. That's a very big statement. Let me say that again. You, as an elite athlete, cannot play your game at 100% unless your 88 nerves are powered between 90 and 100% to all your parts. And there's nobody that's ever checked that in you because nobody's doing it. So I hope this video helps. I want to help you, please. We've got a team of professionals here that no other clinic has in the world, and we'd love to be able to help you. We want you to play 100%. I don't care whether you're an amateur, college, professional athlete. We want to help you. So check us out, Nerve Health Institute. We're here to help. NerveHealth.com. Check us out, Nerve Health Institute on YouTube. We got a YouTube channel we just started, and we've got tons of pre and post videos where you're able to see patients that had this condition that don't have it anymore. And so we're results based. And so I know I'm going to have critics out there. If you're a critic, I promise you, you don't understand the nervous system the way we do. You don't have all the knowledge, the clinical based knowledge that we have within this facility. You've not been in the trenches like we have, working on athletes, working on elderly patients, working on children, working on moms and dads out there. We have more experience in this office in a 22-year period than just about anybody has in the world in terms of nerves and making sure your nerves work. So check us out. Please subscribe to our channels, like our pages on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We even have a TikTok page. We just started. My daughter helped me do that. And I'm trying my best to tell you about results and give you insight as to what we're doing here that no other clinic is doing. So we'd love to help you, and stay tuned here for more results.